dage go teme. Chibabe la kubori gada balina baba. La fore do amo dale no la lida la miselu. La fore do amo dale uwala salititu. La fore do tato uliye wati lire. Arriba do tato liri hawara furumi. Sababana nukuchile dage go teme. Chibabe la kubori gada balina baba. Idarabawa ge wawa. Obe boha boha. Idarabawa ge wawa. Idarabawa me. Sabamana nukuchile dage go teme. Chibabe la kuburi gada balina baba. La fore do amo dale nuola lida la miselu. La fore do amo dale uwala salititu. La fore do tato uliye wati lire. Arriba do tato liri hawara furumia. Sababana nukuchile dage go teme. Chibabe la kuburi gada balina baba. Idarabawa ge wawa. Robe boha boha. Idarabawa ge wawa. Idarabawa me. Watina, sitina, limuretina, tumaligune na mua, mati ayundate, lanugudina. Watina, sitina, limuretina, tumaligune na mua. Mati ayundate la nugunina. Arinha bem la segura amolele ale meriwagira segura segura nugune. Watina, sitina, limorentina, lumaligune na mua, mati ayundante, anagunina. Bungi yo baba, sansi bei me enriwa kuwe, ida irumule. Mama luwe giyena riengupuwa, luni basansi runi nirima, luni baparonina. Igiraro ye bepanaya, duwu gurigume. Gagaguraro ye bepanaya, duwu gurigume. Galati, the bosedo, yebegeti, no pase yebe, mabenge wa mo
yet we are here, holding up this torch of a heavy task you have started out for us, ensuring the world that there are still Garifuna people in Belize, Central America. You're gone but not forgotten and leave. I'm sure you're up there looking down on us with a smile on your face. And yes, we will be Garifuna today, tomorrow, and beyond. Thank you.
Watina, Sitina, Dimoretina, Lumaligune Namua, Matia Yundate, Nanugunina. Watina, Sitina, Dimoretina, Lumaligune Namua. Matia Yundante, Nanugunina. Watina, Sitina, Dimoretina, Lumaligune Namoa, Matia Yundante, Nanugunina. Watina, Sitina, Imureitina, Lumaligune Namova, Matia Yundante. La Nugunina.
And what better welcome back than that live in studio Garifuna Collective waking us up this morning, but I'm sure you're already wide awake. And we get to find out what they are up to, what kind of trouble Miss Des is going to give this time. On set, Al Labando, Desiree Diego, and Sam Harris. Good morning.
Good morning.
I don't know what.
How's everybody feeling?
Good. Good.
I don't know what the appropriate term for it. In studio, live, it's a spiritual experience. I don't know if, I was thinking that if I were a slave master and I was listening in the slave camp to music coming that way, I would run. Because the power coming from it is something which speaks beyond me, and so it's one of the most powerful. It just brings me back to the power of music and the way that everything is fused together. It's soulful, it's spiritual. Man, as Marlene said, if you weren't awake this morning, your ancestors wake up just now.
Yeah, and I guess that's what have we are today. That's exactly what have we are today. The work that the past paranderos, all the musicians in Belize have done, from ever since we as the people and musicians now and everybody doing music now to reach to this point. It has been a continuous travel road, and that same feeling you have is what keeps us alive, and it keeps us going everywhere, and that's why they call us back for the events, and even internationally. Today I think we focus on the international aspect of what is happening. And it's that vibe. It's the Belize sound. It's the sound of Belize. It's the sound of Garifuna music, the melodies, that captures everybody every time. And so the news today is that the group has been selected to showcase at WOMEX 2018 at the Canary Islands.
In a few months.
Yes, in a few months.
But let me just step back a bit, because people may not know what the WOMEX is. And unfortunately, that means they have a very short-term memory, because Andy Palacio was also at WOMEX, won the WOMEX award. And this is not something that just, let's get that small country Belize involved. It's a big deal. Tell us how you got to the stage.
It's a big deal. When Andy Palacio he did not showcase at WOMEX.
He won the award.
The Garifuna Collective has never showcased at WOMEX.
Wow.
The showcase is one element of WOMEX, and the award is another element within WOMEX, just as the trade fair is. So in 2007, the Watina album won the World Music Award. Basically, that's a top world music album for the year, and that's based on radio plays and people just liking and they vote. And so whichever group wins that award is invited to come and perform. So at that time, they actually pay you to go.
Yeah.
Just as the last album 2 years ago, that Calypso Rose, the one that was made in Belize with Stone Tree Records and everything, they won the award, so they had to go again and the band. So from 2007 to now, every year, the Garifuna Collective has submitted application for a showcase. We have never gotten selected.
Wow.
So 10 years later, we finally get selected. The selection process is based on between 1,200 to 1,500 applications from all over the world. Wow. There's a jury that call themselves the Ninjas. And they cut out everybody until they find 30 groups selected every year. So even just the selection process and being selected for WOMEX it says something. It means that you are doing something right, and the jury sees that your music can be played in the festival that's relevant to now. So that's how it works. And so we have this opportunity to showcase at WOMEX. In the application process, the first line in that application is you have to pay your way for get here. So don't follow this application if you can't figure out. And
people.
That by itself eliminates a lot of countries and a lot of people.
Yeah.
Because if they have it in some part of Europe, you could never get there. It's hard. We went in and we said, as they sent us the confirmation, we replied yes without knowing if we could go or not. But we did it based on the country of Belize, and knowing that we could get the support. And at this point, that's what we're doing now.
Yeah.
I'm talking to everybody who is involved and getting the support to go.
What's the total cost of traveling to WOMEX?
For the band itself, 8-member band, is like little over $40,000, Belize. What we wanted to do was to include the trade fair aspect, which is Belize having a presence and a booth within the trade fair, which will have an X amount of people going, an X amount of money. So between the trade fair, the band, and other people going, especially like just to man all the booths and stuff, the budget was like $75,000 Belize. So presently, we're still in the negotiating process with everybody. And we just got confirmation last night through the Office of the Music Ambassador that BTL is pledging
50,000
to be a diamond. Well, nice. I mean, they want to become a diamond sponsor.
I know what that means.
Yeah, exactly. So diamond sponsor means that they were asked to support with like $40,000.
Okay, good.
Right, and with $40,000. The band could get there and perform. I did a new budget only for the band itself. And this includes just traveling to Guatemala City to get the visa. I just sent the band members the budget. They're there, everybody frightened. Just to get to Guatemala and get the visa is like between $6,000 and $7,000 Belize.
Yeah.
Right? And that means you get on the bus.
Yeah.
You go on the bus.
Not first class.
Figured, overnight. And so this are the process. But at this point, we're still trying to secure the tickets.
Yes.
Nothing can happen if we don't secure them tickets.
Yeah.
And each day we pass, flights go, right? They become more expensive and more expensive. And so
BTB next.
The request has gone out to them. No response yet.
50,000 from them.
Oh man, you have to lobby for, we have to hire you. We have a way.
So you've reached out to all the big big companies in Belize,
presently Niche has the president of Niche has claimed that they have no money in the budget this year for something like this. We hope they revise that, because last year and last couple of years they had the money for some things like this. And with the Garifuna Collective, these are the kind of things we really want to fix in Belize.
Yeah.
The country of Belize has no system set up for sports, arts, music, and culture and stuff like this, whereby you could say there's a line item in the budget designed for this. The minute you have a showcase or international present somewhere, here is the money.
Yeah.
At this point, they're like with the big, and everybody treat you like they're the big. Right? Nobody, and I see that feeling you get when you start. I wish everybody, if everybody would understand it so, or feel it that way, we are good. But just the system where it works and the time, the time. So, and as you said, this group has been the international presence of Belize.
Yes.
We've been battling ourselves with, with Des, Sam, and the group. Today we just bring a small version of the group because of the time. We had everything had to fit in the car, so we have put people at the top.
But listen, the sound you just created with such a small number, with just a part of the band, it only shows what will happen when everybody's on stage with all the equipment.
Yeah. So the WOMEX is a big deal for the band. This is where.
Now I want to ask why though, because you have played on so many international stages. You have played to tens of thousands of people, and when you see the photos, they're amazing. They're Kevin multiplied by those tens of thousands, and myself too. But I mean, when we see those images, it really shows the impact that you have when you go on stage. What is the difference between all these other international stages and the experience that you want to have at WOMEX?
WOMEX,
everybody can get a chance.
Like I said, and the way it works, right, is that the showcase.
Look at that. Yeah.
The showcase. You're in front of festival owners, presenters, publicists, people from all over the world. And the way it works is that nobody has the money to travel to Japan and check the market of Japan, travel to Indonesia, travel to Malaysia, travel to India, travel to Brazil. This is the one event everybody comes to one place.
Yeah.
If you get a showcase, it's ideal because if people go there and try to sell the group every year and sell the package to everybody. So if you're a festival owner and I come to you and I give you a CD and say, oh, this is my band, listen to it, that go right in my pocket and I listen to that again. There is a difference when you can give somebody an album and say, this is the album of my band, I want you to check it out, and you could also see us live tomorrow at this stage. That's a big difference at WOMEX.
Yeah.
So you have 45 minutes to make a statement.
Yeah.
And you have 45 minutes to decide what will be your career for the next 3 years internationally.
Nice. So this is to get through the door to all the other festivals.
To all the other festivals, right?
And to open up for other Belizean, because once they're looking at Belize,
of course,
other people who are here. You're carrying Al? Is Al going? Good.
So just that whole aspect, right? I just need to say this.
Juan, sorry. Juan, your little
You
brother.
my brother?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Walk the home. Okay, so the music of Belize stands out in the world. And I wish bands and musicians in Belize would understand that. Belize have a high level of expectation. And all of this is because of the worker and the Palacio, Pan Labor, all the Paranderos, all the albums that has been out there, internationally released, properly recorded, properly marketed, all the publicists, all the write-up from BBC and all the F-Roots magazine, all the good quotes and so. Belize they have a high expectation. So when people hear Belize, they expect a certain level already.
Yeah.
And we have that edge, and more people should take advantage of this.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me ask something. Sam, you shake your head when you said when he spoke about other artists. What's speaking to you there?
One of the things is that I'm hoping that like we started talking about going to WOMEX.
Yeah.
We've been out there. You mentioned a minute ago. We've been out there. We've been on the market, but we haven't cracked the door. That door should be a little bit wider. A little bit wider. We got a foot right by the edge of the door.
Toenail.
And just a toenail. And so even though you see those things, we haven't literally opened that door that you could at least pass without have to be squeezed through. Yeah. And we're hoping, our hope is, and mine, all the time I keep on saying it, I'm hoping that there will be one day when that door gets open that every artist in Belize that takes a shot at it don't find the same problem and the same obstacles that we are finding right now.
Shouldn't be.
You're going to bust the door open for the rest of it.
Because the opportunity is there, the expectation is there. I think the mindset is not there. We really don't have, in Belize, there's a level that we got to get to, and we can't fool ourselves because we're not the one who judge ourselves when we get to those marks. You don't have no control of it. The person, the book writers, the ones who write for the magazine, the promoters, the guys who hires, they're the ones who literally tell you you have a passing grade or you're not, or it's a waste of time. And if these guys want to be straight up, one time we went to Germany, and the next day, if I had all the money in the world, I'd buy every piece of newspaper that they wrote because it wasn't favorable to us. So then you feel how the impact of when you're not prepared, when you're not fully prepared.
Yeah.
That's what happens. So if we hear in Belize and say, oh, you're good and you're grand, and
Well,
no, the level is
And
so different. It's
Sometimes we
vast
use
different,
the,
you know.
the cultural aspect almost as an excuse that this is our
That's what
culture.
we're trying to stay away from. Don't
Yes.
you know? Because we already use that as aspect of it. We're trying to advance it to a different level. Taking the same that cultural stuff with us, but to a different level. You know, so.
And you know, Marlene, that's the biggest challenge with the collective now. I mean, we've been playing this music for like almost 15 years, including when the All Star Band existed. And the breakthrough now is how you do different.
Yeah.
Everybody has heard the collective, they have heard the songs, they know the story. We go in interviews where people know more than we.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes. I just with
They
the
do their
meeting that
homework.
yeah, you have to do homework because they put you on stage and not tell you what will happen, and then they start asking questions and say, where that question come from? How we answer this now? So the world knows about Belize. They know the story, it's there. And so the good thing with the collective, we are the experiment band.
Yeah.
I guess everybody here in the rhythms,
Yeah.
and so we are take the traditional melodies and we are full on with it, make a new rhythm, make a new beat,
Yeah.
and that's how we survive. You have to be more, you have to be like relevant, new, and so even for WOMEX we have a plan. We even try to go with all these images, take advantage of the screens.
Yeah.
The images I believe were really powerful.
Oh, wow.
We have some really powerful images and just image by itself and the whole light show and everything. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of preparation getting ready
45
for.
minutes on stage, you
Yeah,
said?
that's it.
That's
And that's including an encore.
Yeah.
We just get the schedule.
okay.
So they're strict with that. They're strict with that.
So you have 45 minutes to step up there, put your best foot forward, and hopefully you don't stumble.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line of it. Once
You
you
got
get
this.
up there, all the trials, the rehearsal that we're going to be doing, it has to be right here in Belize. The rehearsal, we can spend as much time, hours and hours.
Yeah.
But on that main stage or on that particular stage, you got 45 minutes to do your best, and you can't second guess yourself. You got to be right out on cue, So.
And one of the things that I think we have seen with the Garifuna Collective, it's the sound is important. And I think you guys have worked so long and for so hard that you know exactly what you want to sound like. But there's the overall performance that people want and need to see. And that brings me to you, Des.
Yeah.
You are the
Hello.
lady in front.
Yeah.
And it's, we have a specific question for you. Actually, this comes from Ms. Showman. She just left. As to whether or not you always perform barefoot.
Yes, I always perform barefoot.
That's your signature.
Yes,
Even
because
in the cold?
even if it cold.
Because that give you the right swing for the punta.
Yeah, that give me everything. I can't perform with anything for my foot. I'm not used to it, so I have to take off everything and perform. But at the end of the day, when you're there up front and the perform, you want to get connected with the people also. So you want to left something with them. So as when they're up there, you have to give it your all. So that's basically what I do.
What do you do when you're in front of a crowd and you're not seeing that connection? That's
Then you have to add more to it.
yeah.
You have to make sure that you get them involved in
Yeah.
it. So either you talk to them or you go in front of them and you dance with them or you join them.
The
Yeah.
dancing is the key.
That is it right there.
Dancing is the key.
Right
Every
there.
time. Yeah, that's for
Well,
sure.
I mean, my own experience was when you guys performed outside of Brody's.
Right.
And I think the toughest critics in the world, I hear what you say about Germany and everything, but the toughest critics, right
You
here.
want to know something? Up to this day, I don't know. I'm sure for the rest of the country, that was the most surprising gift we ever had playing in Belize.
Yeah.
Brody's somewhere up here.
Yes, yes.
Man, I still have images in my head.
You were unified as a
It
country.
was
as a people.
surprisingly welcoming.
Yes.
It was.
The first test was that people showed up.
Yeah.
Because
I couldn't
it's
believe
so
it.
hard to get Belizeans to
True.
support
Thank you.
Belizeans.
Yeah.
We
That was
love
it.
you, we're proud of you, and unfortunately we've seen before you have
Yeah.
concerts and there's still empty seats. They're not empty, it's not an empty stadium, but there's still empty spaces where people could be, where in another part of the world, people be paying a lot more to be able to see you. So how do you get everybody to go beyond? You know, I was joking, or we joke very often here, that people online, online is the easiest support. You have likes, loves, good luck. But when it has to translate into an action, and when it translates into opening a wallet, that's even harder, right? So what do you want to tell people about, you know, the importance of them showing their support financially, not just saying good luck, but if it's a $5 they drop in the bucket, it's something.
Well, we hope we'll have to reach that level.
Yeah.
We hope that
After barbecue.
you will, no,
I would hate to see that.
Cross your mind, though.
I mean, I don't think the art, I don't think art in a Belize music and original music from Belize should reach that level. I think it's a far more bigger lobby than this. This should be much more highly respected, much more appreciated, and it's just the system we have now make we think about them things there, you know. And I try calculate how much quality poetry truck we need to reach $75,000. And you know I work. You know I work. You know I work. You know I work. You know who I clean the chicken? You there? Huh? You know, I mean, no, but that's a serious thing, right? The next thing is how you set it for next year when my brother David and the Tribal Vibes get selected for a WOMEX or an international showcase.
There has to be a budget.
You have to buy my next quality poultry truck. It's not supposed to be like this, but something should be in place. It should be in place. And if you take the Garifuna collective for fight, we have fight it. You know, the talk happen right now, but no action yet.
Yeah.
We've been in dialogue. We went, the first place we went was with Niche, and because that was safe haven, and so we really hope that they rethink
Do you have lobbying happening on your behalf? I mean, you're working with the Office of the Music Ambassador.
Shine Barrow has been lobbying for us. He's been doing an excellent job. He even he kind of radical, and we have to like calm him down sometime. But he want to get it done, and he promised to make it happen, and he'll do whatever he could. Sometimes it takes a while to get back to it, but it'll work. It'll work, and we know it, and we have a faith and trust in him because he promised that this is going to happen. Even an audience with the Prime Minister and everything is in line. Yeah. It shouldn't be. But eventually, if we have to, we'll just break it down to him and see if we could get the attention and the just the acknowledgement. Yeah. You know that something like this is a big plus to the country, I believe. Yeah. And again, BTB is still one of our hardest seller. You know, it's still the hardest situation. And Belize is out there, you know, in the World Showcase.
You are ambassadors of Belize.
That's one of the things that people, I would say that BTB doesn't pay attention to. There's not once that we've been on tour that you don't become the person who is selling Belize, because they never ask you about yourself. Nope. The first question, where is Belize? How is Belize? How are the people of Belize? So there we go and become advocate for that. So we start preaching, and you're not going to sell a negative side of your country. So the most of everything we say is expressively beneficiary to to Belize in itself. So you might just be ambassadors indeed. Then you don't need a title to big up your country, because I can't recall anybody ask me who is Sam Harris. No, or who's Al. No. But what can I expect, and how are the people of Belize? And that's what you. You
lose your name when you travel outside of Belize.
Literally, you don't.
Yeah. You're Miss Belize, Mr. Belize, Belize team.
The expression is always we're talking about our country. You know, I remember going to Poland once, and there was this Belizean girl that had a setup. I remember they invited us to something. She was so amazing, because I didn't even know. We talk about Belize, but surprisingly didn't know that the country has so much to offer in all. When we look at the grandiose pictures, all the settings that this girl had, I said, wow. Makes you feel proud that when you're saying something about Belize, it makes you feel good about saying, because you could see that whatever you say, it's there. The offer is there. And in my band, I play with Collective, but we always, years ago, the guys were using the term the jewel of the Caribbean. But I am convinced we are. It's how we use it, how we exploited that. So
We at least have the anthem of the Caribbean.
I can,
Gotcha.
might just be, might just be.
I can only imagine what you're like when you're out representing yourselves and the country, how you speak so passionately about where you're from. Now, Al, you spoke of the internal lobbying that you have taking place for you. This is the public lobby. You know, there are people watching this who may not be able to be a diamond sponsor, but would want to support.
Yes.
How can they show support?
We eventually come back to your show with that.
We love
we
that.
want exhaust up to the highest authority in Belize to say what will happen.
Okay.
And then we have all the other things in line to start get to that public support. And we have people who are willing to support. As I say, not everybody can be a diamond sponsor, but everybody want to be a part.
Yeah.
Everybody want to feel that they part of history. This is actually part of history. This being selected for a WOMEX showcase could be a once in a lifetime achievement, you know. And everybody, I show they want to be part of this, and I welcome them, you know. And from there we go. And I hope we will set it in a way where 2 years down the road, we could explain to anybody who gets selected for international showcase, you know what? This is what we got through.
Yeah, the procedures.
No, do this. Go to this one here. Talk to him. That one there will waste your time. No, go here. No, because we know. We know exactly what to tell you.
You're learning as you go.
So at this point, I wish we would have somebody for us. Nobody got through this yet. We are the first. You have a lot of other people get selected for other things, but not like they could talk to you because I'm sure they got through their own struggle.
Yeah.
And for the one
And
that
the size
have
of your
been worse
band.
than we.
Yeah.
Right? And so we wish and we hope that they could have like systematic stuff in place, like set things. Like I always say, like sometimes we meet other groups all the time. And I'm always amazed with the Mexicans and the Canadians.
I'm blown
Why,
away.
what did they do?
Sometimes when they get there and we start have casual talk, when we have casual talk, they say, so how want to go here like that? We want to go through the country, I want to get there. And when they start telling me that all we need, that I one letter for WOMEX or my international showcase, and they have an office to carry that, you don't worry about the rest. Everything is in place because the country understand art, they understand people from the country where we represent culture, and so that it is more than them.
But their economy is much
But it no matter.
bigger, you know.
It no matter that the system, that the appreciation or the respect for the art, respect for the culture, right? And that's all. And when a group go out there, they know they represent. They say they represent the whole country. They know they have countries who know take the risk. They will help you, and they make sure when you get on the stage, they're well represented. So until we could get other people beside we for say that, we always take for granted that everybody wants to see, but it not happen. It not happen. It hard still, especially when we're there. Like people always say that, you know, it's only us going out, but we work a lot in terms of sharing our stories with other people, the experience. But like I have the guys, a lot of friends in Nigeria, musicians, and they feel good a lot of time when I talk to them, and they feel happy only for know the experience and someday that they could like get that chance.
Yeah.
You know, and
As you said before, I think it's really about opening up the doors, and that's what.
exactly, or keeping the doors open that the thing.
Yeah. But you gotta open it first before you can keep it open.
It's just don't let it close back on you. It's slightly ajar.
You know,
It's hard to
you
get
know,
it open
you know, there are
wide.
two things. The World Cup just finished, and you know, for Brazil, we probably only see Neymar. But when you want to get a footballer, you look in there for systems or coaches and the like. The other thing, for a very practical way for you to look at it, is I have a friend who does movies in Belize. And one budget for somebody doing a documentary on the Garifuna Collective feeds restaurants, airport, taxi people. So it's not just about music and bands, it's about making Belize a destination and an economic opportunity for other people. So I really think and hope that you guys are able to put in more than the toenail through the door.
I'm hoping.
Well, the fact that you've been invited to WOMEX, it
Yeah,
shows.
that's-
Sorry, selected. Yeah.
Yeah, they have a different.
After 10 years of applying, I think it shows that you're at a level that they really want to have represented on stage.
Yeah.
And I really hope that those who make the decisions as sponsors are hearing this plea this morning. I'm sure they heard the beautiful music, and I know we got to close off this segment at this point. So what would you like to say just in closing?
Just in terms of international showcase with bands and artists, I suggest that our groups visit the WOMEX website and other showcase websites that exist online.
Yeah.
You can't have a chance to get selected if you never apply. I tell every group, every band I meet from Belize, apply for WOMEX even if you don't get selected, but make sure you apply every year. Because we have a lot more good music in Belize where I think ready.
Yeah.
But how you want ever get selected if you don't apply?
Yeah. Don't wait around for an invitation.
You have to stop, hold your hand, get somebody for help you. It's straightforward.
Yeah.
You might reach a section where you say, you know what, I don't have this, but you know you could prepare in 2 years' time, I could get this done, and then I could meet the criteria now. So I already know. You know, that's just for that process
All
there.
right.
And so there's, I don't know.
Well,
we are the back, you know.
I know.
We are definitely come back.
We know, I tell you no. No worry.
But at the
For
end
more
of the
great
day,
music.
we just want that when if we end up to go and get the support from the sponsors and whatsoever, I promise that we will do what we could do to the best of our ability to represent Belize and make sure we go back to WOMEX again. So, thank you.
Well, for me personally, I would hope that this works out because I'm sure there's other groups that will get the opportunity. If we could crack this whole stuff, trust me, my goal and my wish would be for other groups to it would make it easier for them to figure out because you have a template of what to follow. And if that ever happens, I'd be more than glad to throw my hand in and show. Come on, let's work together. And if we could get out of that me and I and Belize, and we don't work as a unit, as artists, we are in deep trouble.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for coming in this morning. We really hope that those who are listening go back to their companies, or those who are heading up the marketing department decide on sponsorship.
Yes.
But of course, we're going to close off with some music as well. Just as a reminder, the WOMEX takes place in October, so your deadline is really short.
Short. You get shorter every day. That's how I explain to everybody. Every day we pass, the ticket go up. Price the tickets go up.
All right. So what are we going to hear to close off with?
I don't know.
Wait.
All right, there we go. We're putting that pressure on you one time. Once again, the Garifuna Collectives, they're going to close us off with a performance. And of course, when we come back, we're going to be talking to representatives of SJC, St. Martin's and St. Louis University, who are working on a robotics project together. Very interesting. Stay tuned.
Bueno lo bambongo lo bawaria, ya bawawa. 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 Aleya tipo sana mule mege no motivo. 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 Bueno lo vamos con lo pawaria. Ea bawawa. Bueno lo vamos con lo pawaria. Ea bawawa. ya tipo sana mule mege no motivo. Ale ya tipo sana mule mege no motivo. Ale ya tipo sana mule mege no motivo. Ale ya tipo sana mule mege no motivo. Bueno, lo más mongo, lo bawaria, vea bawawa, aye. Bueno, lo más mongo, lo bawaria,